My girlfriend posted, "A real woman doesn't need a man's permission." After I asked her to consider my feelings about her new male roommate, I commented, "A real man doesn't need to give it." What happened next made her block comments. When she found out, I, 27 male, am sitting in my empty apartment right now, boxes packed, lease terminated early. The last 3 months have been a masterclass in watching someone destroy their own life while blaming everyone else. My girlfriend Veronica, 26, and I had been together for 3 years. We didn't live together. She had her own place with a roommate. I had mine. We talked about moving in together next year once her lease was up. Everything was good, or so I thought. About 4 months ago, her roommate Destiny got a job offer across the country. Great opportunity, had to move within a month. This left Veronica scrambling to find someone to cover half the rent. It's a nice 2-bedroom in a decent area, not cheap but not luxury either. She interviewed a few people, told me about them. Then one night over dinner she mentions casually, "Oh, I found someone. This guy Trent from my CrossFit. He's perfect, clean, has a steady job, references checked out." I paused mid-bite. "A guy? Yeah, so? I mean, I'm just surprised. You didn't mention interviewing any guys." She rolled her eyes. "I didn't think gender mattered for roommates in 2024. It's not about gender. It's about us discussing something that might affect our relationship." How does my roommate affect our relationship? I tried to explain calmly. I'm not saying you can't have a male roommate. I'm just saying maybe we could have talked about it. I'd like to meet him first, make sure we're all comfortable with this situation. Her face went cold. "Are you seriously trying to control who I live with?" "No, I'm asking you to consider my feelings about a decision that's exactly what you're doing. You're threatened by the idea of me living with another man. That's your insecurity, not my problem." The conversation devolved from there. I kept trying to explain I wasn't forbidding anything, just wanted to be part of the discussion. She kept painting me as a controlling, jealous boyfriend. I left that night feeling unheard. But whatever. I figured we'd work through it. 2 days later, I wake up to notifications blowing up my phone. She'd made a post. "A real woman doesn't need a man's permission to make her own housing decisions. If your partner is threatened by you having male friends or roommates, that's a red flag. Secure men don't need to control where you live or who you live with. Independent, strong women know your worth." The comments were pouring in. Her friends hyping her up, calling out toxic masculinity and controlling behavior. Some mutual friends were liking it, which stung. I sat there, coffee getting cold, reading comment after comment about how I was apparently an insecure control freak. Never mind that I'd never told her she couldn't do anything. Never mind that I just asked to be included in the conversation. So I commented, "A real man doesn't need to give it." Simple, direct. If we're playing the social media game, I'll play. Within 5 minutes, she called me. "What the hell is that supposed to mean?" Exactly what it says. I don't need to give permission because I'm not your parent, but I also don't need to stay in a relationship where my feelings are dismissed as control issues. Are you threatening to break up with me over a roommate? I'm saying that how you handle this, publicly shaming me instead of having an adult conversation, tells me everything I need to know. She hung up. 20 minutes later, I noticed she'd disabled comments on the post, but the damage was done. Everyone had seen it. Everyone had chosen sides. Update 1, so Trent moved in the next week. Veronica eventually apologized for the post, kind of, and we moved past it. I met him at a housewarming dinner she threw. First impression, gym bro. Not in a bad way necessarily, just very much that type. Tank top at dinner, kept flexing when he talked, mentioned his PRs within 10 minutes. Whatever, I'm not judging. I go to the gym too. What I did notice, the way he looked at Veronica. The little touches, hand on her lower back when squeezing past in the kitchen, playing with her hair when she showed him something on her phone, calling her V in this weirdly intimate tone. I kept my mouth shut. Didn't want another controlling boyfriend accusation. Over the next few weeks, things got progressively weird. He'd text her constantly, even when we were together. "Hey V, grabbed your favorite smoothie. V, wanna hit legs together tomorrow?" Started posting gym selfies with her. Always tagged, always with captions like "beast mode with this one." Would walk around shirtless constantly when I was over. even in winter. Accidentally walked in on her showering. Twice. When I tried to bring any of this up, Veronica would shut me down. He's just friendly. You're reading too much into it. This is exactly what I was talking about with your jealousy. The kicker came when I found out from her Instagram story that they'd gone to a concert together. A band I'd wanted to see with her. She said she couldn't afford tickets when I'd asked a month earlier. Oh, Trent had an extra ticket last minute. His friend bailed. What was I supposed to do, let it go to waste? Right. But here's where it gets interesting. I started paying attention. Really paying attention. To their schedules, their stories, their roommate dynamic. And I noticed something Veronica apparently didn't. Update 2, I need to back up a bit. When Veronica and I first started dating, she told me she had a zero-tolerance policy for cheating because her ex had cheated with her former best friend. Said it was the worst betrayal she'd ever experienced. I respected that trauma, never gave her any reason to doubt me. So imagine my surprise when I'm scrolling through social media and see Trent tagged in a photo from his boys' trip to Vegas with a woman. A woman who comments, "Love you, babe," on all his gym selfies. A woman whose bio says, Trent's girlfriend, 5.12/2023. My man had a whole girlfriend this entire time. Her name was Becca. Cute blonde, nurse, lived about an hour away. Her Instagram was public and it was full of couple photos with Trent. Recent ones too, like last week, recent. I sat on this information for a day debating what to do. Part of me wanted to immediately tell Veronica, part of me was petty and wanted to see how this played out. I chose petty, and I chose strategy. First, I screenshotted everything. Every photo, every lovey comment, every timestamp. Then I created a throwaway Instagram and followed Becca. She accepted immediately. Public figure wannabe, accepts everyone. Next, I started paying closer attention to Trent's schedule. When he said he was visiting family on weekends, posted stories from Becca's apartment, when he was working late, tagged at her favorite restaurant. The man was living a complete double life, and my girlfriend was helping him do it by being his cover story. But instead of exposing him immediately, I wanted to see something. How far would Veronica go in defending him? How much would she ignore to avoid admitting she might have been wrong? Turns out, pretty far. When Becca posted about their 6-month anniversary dinner, I casually asked Veronica what she did that night. Oh, just hung out with Trent. Watched some Netflix. Cool, what'd you watch? Some action movie. I don't know, I fell asleep. Interesting, because Trent was posting stories from a steakhouse an hour away at the exact same time. When I pointed out he wasn't home that night, she got defensive. He went out after I fell asleep. God, are you tracking his movements now? This is getting seriously creepy. I backed off. Let her think she won that round. Meanwhile, I did something that would pay off later. I started documenting everything. Every time Trent lied about his whereabouts, every time Veronica covered for him, every inappropriate interaction between them. Not because I was planning some grand revenge, but because I knew this house of cards would collapse eventually, and I wanted receipts when Veronica tried to rewrite history. What I didn't expect was for the collapse to be so spectacular. Update 3. 3 weeks after I discovered Becca's existence, everything went nuclear in the most unexpected way. It started with Veronica drunk texting me at 2 a.m. on a Friday. Why aren't you fighting for me? I was confused. We hadn't even been fighting. I'd actually been extra chill lately, knowing what I knew. What are you talking about? You just let another man live with me. If you really loved me, you'd be jealous. Ah, there it was. She wanted the drama. She wanted me to be possessive so she could feel desired. I trust you. Isn't that what you wanted? You trust me too much. It's like you don't even care. I left her on read and went back to sleep, but apparently that triggered something in her. The next morning she posted another gem. When he's too secure to be jealous. Some of us want to feel wanted. Passion, real love. The comments this time were mixed. Some friends hyping her up, others confused. One mutual friend actually commented, "Girl, didn't you just drag him for being jealous like a month ago?" That comment got deleted real quick. But here's where Veronica made a fatal error. Becca saw the post. See, Becca had started following Veronica after seeing her in Trent's stories. And Becca was not happy about her boyfriend's roommate posting about wanting men to be jealous over her. Becca commented, "Maybe focus on your own relationship instead of playing games. Some of us appreciate secure men." Veronica, not knowing who Becca was, responded, "Maybe mind your business? You don't know my life." Becca, "I know enough, like how you're living with my boyfriend." The comment section exploded. Veronica deleted the post within minutes, but screenshots were already circulating. My phone started blowing up. Mutual friends sending me the screenshots, asking if I knew Trent had a girlfriend. I played dumb. "Wow, that's crazy. Had no idea." Meanwhile, Veronica was calling me nonstop. I let it go to voicemail. Her texts got increasingly frantic. "Call me now. This psycho is saying Trent is her boyfriend. She's lying, right? Ryan, please. I need you." I waited 3 hours, then texted back, "Sounds like something you and your roommate need to sort out. I don't want to be controlling." She showed up at my apartment an hour later, mascara running, hands shaking. The strong, independent woman who didn't need anyone was having a complete breakdown. "She's been messaging me, sending photos of them together. He's been lying this whole time." "That's rough," I said, not moving from my doorway. "Rough? Rough? My roommate has been using me as a cover for his affair. He's not having an affair. Becca is his actual girlfriend. You're the side situation he's been setting up." Her face went white. What do you mean?" That's when I showed her my folder. Screenshots going back weeks. Trent's real schedule, the anniversary posts, everything. "You knew?" Her voice was tiny. "You knew and didn't tell me? Would you have believed me? Or would you have accused me of being a jealous, controlling boyfriend making things up?" She opened her mouth, closed it. We both knew the answer. "But hey," I continued, "a real woman doesn't need a man's protection, right? You've got this handled." "Ryan, please, I'm sorry. I need your help dealing with this." No. I'm done, Veronica. You publicly humiliated me for expressing concern. You dismissed every red flag I pointed out. You chose to believe I was the problem instead of trusting the person who actually cared about you. I'm not your cleanup crew. You're seriously breaking up with me now, when I need you most? I'm breaking up with you because you showed me who you are. Someone who'd rather be right than be loved. Good luck with Trent. I closed the door, blocked her number, blocked her on everything. But the story doesn't end there. Final update. It's been 2 months since I closed that door. Here's what happened after, because karma apparently had a whole checklist to work through. First, Becca went full scorched earth. She didn't just dump Trent, she exposed him to everyone. Posted their entire text history, including messages where he called Veronica an easy mark and said she was too desperate for male attention to notice anything. Turns out Trent's plan was to slowly escalate things with Veronica while keeping Becca as his main girlfriend. He figured he could eventually get both situations running simultaneously. The free rent from Veronica was just a bonus. Veronica tried to kick him out immediately, but here's the kicker. He'd already paid 3 months in advance, probably with Becca's money, and he knew tenant rights. She couldn't just throw him out. She had to go through proper eviction procedures. So for 30 days, she lived with a man who'd played her. A man who brought Becca over just to be petty. A man who'd walk around saying things like, "Hey V, remember when you defended me against your controlling ex? Good times." She tried reaching out to me through mutual friends. The messages were always the same. "I made a mistake. I should have listened. Please just talk to me." I stayed radio silent, started therapy instead. Best decision ever. Found out through the grapevine that she couldn't afford the apartment alone after Trent finally left. Had to break the lease, pay penalties, and move back with her parents. The same parents she'd been bragging about being independent from. But the real karma? About 3 weeks ago, I ran into her at a coffee shop. She looked tired, defeated. She tried to approach me. "Ryan, can we just talk for 5 minutes?" "No. I know I messed up. I know I should have trusted you. I was so stupid." "Veronica, stop. You weren't stupid. You were cruel. You chose to publicly humiliate someone who loved you because it felt good to be right. That's not stupidity. That's character. I've changed. Good for you. Change for the next person. I've moved on." "Already? Who is she?" I laughed. Actually laughed. "There's no one. I'm single, happily single, working on myself. As turns out, I needed to learn the difference between someone who wants a partner and someone who wants an audience. She started crying, right there in the coffee shop. And for a moment, I felt bad. Then I remembered that post, the comments, the way she'd twisted my concern into control. I hope you find what you're looking for, Veronica, but it won't be with me. I left my coffee and walked out. Haven't seen her since. The funny thing? I'm genuinely doing great. Better than I have in years. I realized I'd been so focused on managing her emotions, avoiding her triggers, proving I wasn't like her ex, that I'd lost myself. Now I go to therapy. I rock climb. I joined a book club. I'm learning Spanish. I'm becoming the person I actually want to be, not the person I thought someone else needed. And yeah, I'm still single, not because I'm bitter or scared, but because I finally understand what standards really mean. It's not about having a list of requirements. It's about recognizing when someone shows you through their actions that they value being right over being kind. Veronica wanted a man who'd fight for her. Plot twist. I did. I fought to be heard, to be trusted, to be respected. She just didn't recognize what that actually looked like. Her last Instagram post before she went private? Sometimes the best lessons come from the worst heartbreak. Yeah, they do. Edit, for everyone asking, yes, I knew I should have told her about Becca immediately. Was it petty to wait? Absolutely. Was it the right thing? Probably not. But after being publicly called controlling and jealous, I wasn't in the mood to be the hero of her story. Sometimes people need to face the consequences of their own choices without someone cushioning the fall. Edit 2. Just heard from a mutual friend. Apparently Trent is now dating his CrossFit coach. Becca dumped him, but kept the screenshots which she sends to any woman who gets involved with him. The coach doesn't believe her. The cycle continues. Some people really never learn.